What's up, everyone? Back for another beer review, and today I will be reviewing a beer from the Burley Oak Brewing Company, and they are out of Berlin, Maryland, and this is their Jelly Not Jam, the cranberry, apple, and pear variant. So this is a sour ale that is brewed with the aforementioned three fruits, comes in at 4.4% alcohol by volume, no IBUs listed in time of review. This can is approximately 3.5 weeks old, and I want to give a huge thanks and shout out to a good friend of mine and a viewer of the channel, Alex, for hooking me up with this one. I'll post a link in the description box to the beer mail unboxing video I did that contains all the goodies that Alex sent my way, and he sent me 3 beers from Burley Oak, and this is the first of the 3 that I'm reviewing. He sent me this beer and 2 of their dream beers. I figured I would do this one first and then move into the dream ones, and yeah, I'm pretty pumped to give this one a go, so thank you very much, Alex. Heard really good things of from Burley Oak. In fact, a couple good friends of mine and fellow beer tubers, Todd and Andy over at 21090 Brewing, they have been reviewing some Burley Oak beers, and they really enjoy their stuff. And, you know, their Dream Series is kind of in the whole, fruit smoothie kind of realm. This beer, I don't think is kind of on that level, but it's just a sour ale that's brewed with fruit. But this sounds interesting because cranberry, apple, and pear is not a typical combination of fruits that you see when it comes to these fruited sours or these fruit smoothie beers. So really curious about this one, maybe more so than any beer that Alex sent my way. But anyway, let's give it a crack. This has been kept cold the entire time, so hopefully no explosion. There was none. That's good. A little bit of, a little bit of an overfill, but we're going to use the Medusa glass. The reason for that is because I want to pour the vast majority of this in the glass, because a lot of times with these beers, you pour half of it in, even after doing a roll or whatever the case may be. A lot of times, the sediment will drop to the bottom and you'll have a completely different beer the second half. So I'm going to use this Medusa glass and pour hopefully most of this in here. Now, I might not be able to get all of it, but this is a 18-ounce glass, so I'm going to try to pour as much as I possibly can in. All right, so there we go. That's about, there's probably like an ounce or 2 left. We should be fine. Wow, that looks like Kool-Aid or something. That has this very vibrant, like pinkish, almost looks like the innards of like a guava or something. I don't know, it just looks crazy. It's very vibrant, super bright, very turbid and murky. But yeah, I imagine the cranberries are producing most of that color, considering apples and pears don't have a color like that. Had about a 2-finger soap sudsy kind of head to it. Yeah, definitely off-white. Maybe even a light pink, a little bit in there. But yeah, that, if you're telling me there's cranberries, apples, and pears in here, I would say definitely cranberries, no doubt. So let's get a nose. Yeah, cranberries leading the way for me. The pears are also popping in. I'm not really getting a ton of apple in the nose. Yeah, cranberries are just, they're tart. They're just quite tart, the cranberries. And it also has like a slight bittering sensation. The pear is underlying. The apple's getting kind of lost for me. This smells so super, like I said, you do not see many breweries use a combination of fruits like this. Cranberries, apples, and pears. No, that's not typical. But it's kind of weird, but it also works, and it smells kind of good, but it's also strange at the same time. Yeah, the pear is definitely there. That's fucking weird. It's only weird because how often do you ever hear me say pear in a beer, or anybody really when they're drinking a beer? Like, pear is not predominant tasting note when it comes to any kind of beer. Yeah, it smells sour, more of like a higher tartness, low sourness. Cranberries are here. There's a tart cranberry kind of essence to it, a slight jammy type of component to it. And then the pears are there. Apples, not really, but yeah, it smells interesting. Let's get into it. Cheers, everybody, and thanks again, Alex. That's fucking wild. That's wild. It's wild. It's weird. It's weird, but wild, but weird. First thing, 4.4%. This is lower side of medium, approaching medium. The body's a bit bigger than I anticipated from a 4.4% fruited sour. The mouthfeel, this one is not super smooth, luscious, creamy, the whole 9. This is very crisp and effervescent. This beer, here's the thing about this beer, and I can already tell this is going to be different than the dream beers. The reason for that is I think the dream beers are in the fruit smoothie kind of category, where they're going to be sweeter, be super creamy and soft and smooth, kind of like a fruit smoothie. This is a fucking summer crusher. That's what this beer is. Pour me a couple glasses of this, crack a couple cans, July, August, when it's like 85, 90 out, and this will go down like water because it is super refreshing. And it's relatively clean too. So crisp, clean, and refreshing, almost lager-esque in its mouthfeel. But right up front, this one is higher side of tart, lower side of sour. There is a little bit of like in the side of the jaw and whatnot, like it's grabbing, puckering a little bit. Cranberries lead the way. They're tart, slightly jammy. But the weirdest fucking thing happens halfway through the palate. The pear sneaks in, the apple sneaks in, and it's kind of like a marriage between both. And again, I could not tell you a single beer I had that had an apple and pear characteristic to it as much as this one does. Clearly, there's apples and pears in here, but it's still different to my palate. It's unique. It finishes semi to full-on dry. There's a little bit of residual sweetness, no bitters to speak of, but this is the quintessential epitome of a summer crusher. That's what this beer is for me. And you can see I'm just fucking hammering this out. 4.4%, you're not gonna get fucked up from it. Yeah, this is really good. I'm trying to think like rating wise, what am I gonna give this? I mean, the cranberries are here, the apple and pear is here. There's a nice, firm to higher tartness on this one. It's pretty much what it says. It says it's sour ale with those three fruits. I'm getting that. This is, again, not in the fruit smoothie realm. This is not like a super thick, viscous beer that's going to, almost not drink like a beer. This still has beer qualities. Like the base beer of this is just a sour ale. I don't know if it's a Berliner Weiss or just going sour ale. I'm almost getting like a weedy kind of like grainy quality underlying to the beer itself. This is strange. It's weird. It's unique. It's different. But man, is it fucking tasty. So I'm going to give Jelly and Not Jam, the cranberry, apple, and pear variant. I'm going to give this a low 4.25 out of 5. I'm going to go 4.15 out of 5. I was debating 4 or 4.25. I went with the lower 4.25 because A, you don't find beers like this that have, these kind of ingredients in them, these three fruits specifically. But I just think the refreshing aspect of this one, the quality of this beer, and the fact that I would want like a case of this when it comes to basically straight up summer, June, July, August, give me a case of this and I would be a happy camper. I think it deserves a 4.15 out of 5. So yeah, if you've had this one before, let me know what you think about it. Alex, if you want to chime in with the price and availability, I'd imagine availability is brewery only. And I think the price point on this one's probably like $18 to $20 a 4-pack. Is that a bit high to pay for like a 4.4% fruited sour? Sure. But a beer of this quality and this easy to drink and this refreshing with those three fruits, I'd probably pay $18 to $20 a 4-pack for this. I would probably buy a case of this, honestly, in the summer. Like this is, like I said, the epitome of a summer crusher. This is quintessential summer crusher. This is a beer when people are like, oh man, I just want something like poolside or at the beach or at a barbecue. Yeah, this is the beer I'd want because it's so refreshing. And I'm drinking this chilled. I think it's been out of the fridge for like 15, 20 minutes. I kept it cold the entire time. So this is probably in like the 45, 50 range. But if you're drinking this right out of the fridge, you would probably just fucking fall in love with this one. Not much more to say about it. So Jelly Not Jam, cranberry, apple, and pear variant, 4.15 out of 5. Thanks again, Alex, for hooking me up with all the Burley Oak beers, but this one included because this is definitely a unique, different take on a fruited sour, just because of the actual fruits used in this one. And the fact that I get all three fruits is really cool. So appreciate everybody stopping by for another beer review here on the Beer Patrol. I guess until the next one, cheers.